Hey, how's it going guys? Welcome back to a new video. We're going to talk about the settings in 7 Days to Die. Now this may work in Alpha 21 when that comes. If it doesn't, then I'll make an update video. But I've been wanting to do a video like this for a while, and I really, like I've got a better PC now, it's easier to kind of tell what I had problems with before and what I have problems with now. So it's easier for me to kind of explain. So that's why I'm doing the video now. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to go through the settings with you guys and kind of explain why I do certain things and why I disable certain things and why I have things on high. Now this video is extremely hard to do because everyone has different PCs, everyone has different specs. It's very hard to get a working setup that is according to your PC. That is the biggest problem I think with a video like this, but I'm just going to explain a few things. But I highly recommend you check out your PC specs and get all that sorted. So first of all, I would recommend if you're just joining the game, just try and launch the game as the settings are already set for you. See how it runs. If it doesn't run so well, then come back and let's sort these settings out, right? So at the very top, we have quality preset, so you can change it to ultra or whatever you want it. So what I'm going to do is just make sure that didn't save. But yeah, so my settings, these are my settings, and if you want to know my PC specs, they are in the description. But let me kind of explain a few things here. So anti-aliasing, you want to have that at temporal, right? Your AA sharpening at 0%. Your texture quality. Now this is, I think, the most important graphical setting to have at least high or half. Because if you have this, I think, at a quarter or even half, the game looks really bad. And, well, if you're willing to weigh out the way the game looks to performance, then, you have it at quarter. You just have that at the lowest. That is a very big performance hit, right? You can see it's medium to high performance hit. That will really help out with a lot of performance. If you're having performance issues, this is a really good one to drop. But for my PC, I have it at full. Your texture filter as well, also extremely bad for your PC as well. It might cause lag and whatnot. This one you can drop to low without having too much of things looking really bad. I would keep this one at like maybe full and that one at low. At least you're kind of weighing in things that look better. Okay. So UMA texture, this is a nice one, right? I would recommend if you're having issues with lag or anything, just drop that to low, right? Or even the lowest, right? The UMA texture is something that makes how the zombies look, right? I'm not sure if this actually still works anymore because I know UMA was removed from the game for a while ago. I'm not entirely sure, but just have this at the lowest, and it might make the zombies look a little bit bad, but I mean, it doesn't matter, right? Especially if you have like lots of zombies at Horde Night and whatnot. Having this at the lowest is going to really help your performance. So reflection quality, right? Now this is a very impactful one. This is going to cause a lot of lag as well. So if you have that high, best just drop that to about medium so the game doesn't look so bad. What I'm going to do here, guys, I'm just going to set all the settings to how I've mentioned it for you for like a better setup. So texture filler, I'll have that at low. UMA, I'll have that at the lowest. Let's bring that up to medium maybe, just to kind of look a bit nicer. Reflection quality, yeah. So this one, I would actually just turn that off, to be honest. If you want good performance, just turn the reflection quality completely off. It's just reflection quality. I mean, really, do you really need that? Don't think so. Shadows. Now, if you guys don't know, shadows in any game causes a lot of lag. You can see the impact is high. So if you really, if you don't want to touch any other setting, and you only have one setting you want to touch, I recommend disabling shadows. The game looks different. It doesn't look bad. And sometimes it even helps you because especially when you go inside buildings or go under trees and whatnot, you can kind of see a lot better without the shadows turned, with the shadows turned off. So sometimes that's a good thing to actually have. So I would turn that off if you're having performance issues. The game looks a little bit different, but it runs a whole lot better. Shadows distance, well, you can just have that at off as well. Water quality. Now, this is another one I would completely just have at low. There's no reason to have your water at high because there's not much in the game and you're not going to be doing much in the water anyway since the water's so buggy already. Now this is for Alpha 20.7. Now things may change in Alpha 20.1, just note that. But right now I would just have that at low. There's no reason to have that at high. Particles, right? So medium to high impact. I would leave that at 100%. I wouldn't really touch that. View distance is at high. I would drop that to about medium, and I would drop this to about maybe 50%. Okay, just so so view distance is things that you can see from a distance. So I think that I'm not entirely sure. I think it's got to do with trees or buildings and whatnot. So maybe have that at medium, have that at 50%. Yeah, so this is the level of detail you see at a distance, right? So have that about 50%. So your terrain quality, I would have this at least high, because you kind of want to weigh in performance with the way the game looks. You don't want to look too bad, right? So I would keep that at high. The performance impact is pretty high on this one. So just note, if you're having problems, maybe drop to medium. Don't go lower than that, because otherwise it looks really, really bad. Grass distance. Now, this is really something that doesn't really need to be even at high. You could just drop that to lowest, right? It might look a bit funny, or have it at low, because the impact on this is medium, so it's quite significant. So this is just the grass that you see at a distance, so you don't really need to see distance at far, especially if you're having a bad PC and you want to run the game. Just have that at low or medium, it's up to you. Let's just say medium. So object quality, this has got to do with trees at distances. You can see if you hold your mouse over these things, it does tell you. It's a detail of entities and trees based on how far they are, also the distance at which they will no longer be shown. I would keep that at high. I wouldn't drop that, because it does look nice to have those things, and it's not nice to have them popping up in your face all the time. So I would just keep that at high. This one here, so this is like your CPU impact. I would keep that, I would actually turn that off. I won't keep that on. So this disables the objects that are not visible, indoor performancing. So I would just turn that off, right? Just keep it off. Okay, so bloom, right? So this is not needed to be on. This just makes the game look a little bit prettier. I would turn that off. Your depth of field, turn that crap off. That stuff is just awful. It doesn't really do anything, and I'm surprised it even makes an impact at all. That's just a horrible feature. And your motion blur, turn that off as well. Also extremely annoying. It doesn't look nice. It makes your camera all blurry and stuff. It kind of focuses in one area, and everything around it's blurry. Ugh, it's horrible. This one here is the image effect. It kind of basically draws more detailed shadows on objects. But now, since you've got shadows disabled, you may as well just turn that off. So SS reflections, I would have that on about medium. Your sun shafts, I would turn that off. So yeah, that's the settings if you're looking for a very good performance. And then if this setting works really well for you, I would recommend maybe up your shadows, right? So I know, turn that on. And then, yeah, so this is a really good setup, actually. I don't want to actually really touch it. I think it's perfect. I think your game should at least look pretty decent like this. Again, you can fiddle with these settings. You can try a better setup than this. See what your PC can handle. And remember, guys, you can hold your mouse over these things, and it does tell you the performance impact, as well as it tells you exactly what they do. So this is extremely helpful. Another thing that you really want to do, especially if you're playing single player, there's no need to have dynamic mesh enabled. So this is the distance you see your POIs, destructions, and your bases, and everything at a distance, right? There's no reason to have this on at all, because if you're just playing by yourself and you're building somewhere, if you want to see your base from a distance, then you can have it on. But honestly, just turn that off. That's a huge impact. I've noticed this causes quite a few issues in the game. It doesn't say that, but I know it does. You can bring everything else. I think that actually just accounts for everything over there. I'm not entirely sure, but you can just bring all that down low. But yeah, that's my settings. That's my setup. If this doesn't work for you, I'm so sorry. I got a few other suggestions as well. I'm going to show you guys now. Okay, so what you want to do is head over to your desktop and just make sure when you launch the game that there's no other, you see the bottom right of the screen, make sure there's nothing else in the way, right? So just close everything else. You don't want all this stuff running. All you need is really Steam. And so you don't really want anything else running, like your Discord and all. You don't really need that to run. Just close all that. It's going to help out a lot. So another thing that you could do if you're having issues with actually your game crashing, games having issues, there's just problems overall, you can head over to your Steam library and right click on your game 7 Days to Die. Head over to properties. Okay. You want to go down to local files. And then you want to verify the integrity of the game, right? So just do that. Do what it says it needs to do. Let the process run. And if it says it's got missing files and downloads that stuff, it should fix most of your problems like game crashing and whatnot. That's also a really nice way to fix your issues with the game. And that works for any other game as well. If you ever have any issues on Steam games, you can literally, like if you play Conan Exiles, you can right click on that, go properties, go down to local files and verify integrity of game. Really helps out with a lot of issues with games. Anyway guys, I hope this video helped you. If it did, let me know down below in the comment section. Hit the like button, it helps out a lot. Subscribe for new content. And if these settings are not valid for Alpha 21, I will make an updated video based on that as well. But I'm pretty sure most of the settings that I've just shown you and the way I've set it up should just work for Alpha 21 as well. I don't see why not. Again, fiddle with the settings, see if you can get a better setup than me, and just see what your PC can handle, okay? So thanks again for watching, guys. Check you in the next one.